We are live, session 14 for shredders. So I'm going to take a break from you guys learning how to find the solo notes to be able to play your song. And we're just going to go over major, minor arpeggios, and basic ones that are a must. And I want to have it flow a little bit, teach you guys how to flow in and out of them. So this is going to be a distorted sound for you guys. I'm going to use the front humbucker here, and what we're going to do is just work on. So we're going to work on that, and then we're going to work on. So if you notice, we're just coming out of one and into another. So that's what we're working on. Okay, cool. So I don't practice these too much anymore, but they're fun to do, and especially if you know the key you're in, then you're going to be able to kind of use these two forms of doing the same arpeggio to kind of come out of one and into another. And the reason why it's cool to do this when you're trying to learn how to shred is because it's nice to be able to play an arpeggio that is the same, it's in the same, has the same notes, but if you play it a little different, in a different position, it can sound a little different. And so even though I'm playing the same thing, it tends to embellish your solo a little bit when you're playing, so which is kind of fun. So when you're playing a scale, you can play a scale, and then you can run right into an arpeggio if you wanted to. Fortunately, my fingernail broke, so I'm having to use a pick, which I hate because I never use picks. But anyway, we'll be able to do this lesson, and hopefully you'll learn it. So the two arpeggios that we're learning are major, minor arpeggios, and we're going to start this one first. Just on let's start it on an A minor. So this is popular kind of look. So we're going to go this way with our arpeggio. Start here, kind of roll down here. Okay. So when we start on A minor, you're going to see, I'm going to have you show you the pattern. So I'll try to make it real simple. And then when you get down to this part, do a pull-off. So your sweep, down, 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 hammer on, pull off. So hammer on, remember a hammer on is just where you hit, then you strike with your finger. So you want to mute a little bit of the bridge. So if you mute that, it sounds kind of cool. Let me take off that. Let me bypass all that noise, all that delay. So this is just straight. So just try to work on that. Down, 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 down. Hammer on, up, 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 up. So, and then remember you can go right into a Dorian mode right there. or not a Dorian, I'm sorry, you can go into a Phrygian mode. I'm sorry about that. But you know, right there off the A. Now to make it so we're not just doing this one all the time, let's try moving it. Now we're gonna come this way. So we just went that way. Now we're gonna go this way. So now we're gonna go here. So let's try to line this up for you. Then I'm kind of got a little bar going. So that's kind of see how far away that is. So on these, when I'm doing these ones, I strike down, hammer on, down, 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 hammer on, pull off like we did before, up, 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 pull off. So this one's kind of a cool sound too, right? So you can kind of get it where it's kind of you're cruising with your solo. So you can do something cool like that. You can start on this A minor. So there's a lot of different things you can do, of course, with your pentatonics and your modal playing, and then you roll into these arpeggios. So sometimes you'll hear the rippers just playing those things over and over. Sometimes they'll go right into a scale. They'll go right into the scale after playing partially the arpeggio. You know. So you can hear all kinds of stuff, I'm sure, when you're listening to your bands play. But sometimes they'll even take these two arpeggios and they'll just play half of it. And I've kind of talked about this before. And you can just work on that. So that's just taking half of that lower part and doing that. But so the full arpeggio. And so that's one way we can work on it. Now that's the minor. The major way, we're going to make this major. Same kind of style though. We're going to go this way first, then come that way second. So we're going to take it, stay on the A, and we're just going to make it a major, okay? Same theory with our right hand. Down, 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 down. Hammer on, pull off, come back up. I am not repeating hitting the first note. So when I hit that, I go right into the arpeggio again. But you can do it different ways. You can hit that. If you want to start on the note again, you can. The main note. So however you want. Anyway, so that's the major there. Now let's come over and go this way. So let me straighten it up. Or so it's the major. Then it's barring. Just bar those three. And still do that stretch to get to that note. And that's your A. You could make it a seventh on that high one. It's cool. It's kind of cool. But for this one, forget what I just said. Just go back to that high A. And this is kind of neat because you bar here, so it's going to take a little bit of you holding your fat on these strings to mute it, so it's not just off. And what you kind of learn over time is you learn how to flex this finger like this. You know what I mean? To bend it like that. You know, as you do these arpeggios over and over again, your finger. So you kind of like strike one and come off of it. Strike one and come off of it. So you're not just holding it legato, right? Legato is where it all just plays out, right? Right? Where staccato is where it. Like that, where you start rocking your bar of that arpeggio. So this one sounds like this. So kind of cool. The first one was this one. Second one. So that's kind of cool, right? Now you're in major. So you kind of got that sound, which is kind of neat. So major, minor. Again, what I'm just working with you on is running two arpeggios, same kind of arpeggio, just two different formations in the same kind of flow, okay? In the same flow. So you run it one way and you come up and you run it the other way. Now in theory you can do this different ways. You can run it down, then come all the way up, and then run it the other way. So sometimes I'll do stuff like this. I'll run it, and I might do just half. So like I have songs that go. All right. How's it go? So right there. So you can see how that's half of an arpeggio. And I kind of like that. Those are all half arpeggios. So you see that. Then I get into a full arpeggio. But you can see how a lot of it's just doing half arpeggios. So sometimes you're not doing the whole thing. But you need to learn. You need to learn how to do that. Come all the way up, come into the next one. Then when you graduate, go into it, right into it. Then go into the minor. Okay, so you got that on the 5th string. We started that one. Now we can do this obviously on every string, on any string that you're doing it on, really. I mean, in theory kind of thing, but not really the 1st or 2nd or 3rd. That's kind of weird, but you can. But if you did it on the 6th, you know, it's the same kind of thought. Minor, major. So we're going to start with the minor on the 6th string now. So now we're in the key of E. We're just going to stay in these kind of areas. So we're on E, and we're going to do E major, or E minor, sorry. So covering, you know, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A good 5 full frets, 6 from 1 to 1, or this area to this area, 6 frets. So it's a lot of hand, right? And the same idea as what we just learned is you kind of sweep down, you hammer on, pull off, come back up. So we call it sweep because obviously you're sweeping, you know, your pick, just. Classical guitar we don't. We play it like this. So we do it like that. So, but check this out. Now we're gonna roll right into this one. Or, sorry, minor. So it's minor. It's that 3rd. Minor 3rd. That bar look. Then another bar look. So that's how you're running it in. Now, instead of playing this E, I'm going to just drop it down to the 7th, right? So I'm going to do a D, D, so that's how that sounds. It's kind of a cool sound too, right? So I kind of like that, you know. So you're in. So you can see how that kind of sounds, right? So you can work on that. Again, I haven't done these in a while, but I still am pretty shocked I can do them pretty good. Here we go to the next one. We could do this E major. So I'm not going to even use this high E string. So this one, and then I'm coming this way. So it looks like that. So it's coming this way first. Now this might you might feel better going that way, like, you know, using your second. You might feel better using your 4 and 3. So sometimes you have to. I was thinking of a song, or in a Paganini song, it goes. And it uses that E minor. And see, my fingers are, instead of using my 4. So, but the point is you want to be able to sweep down. Then come over into the next one. Oh, there's something I want to do with going into the modes. Not doing a good job of it right now, but just do modal arpeggios through the whole thing. But hopefully you're getting this. Again, so you have your minor. Then you have your major. Then if we want to do it on the A string. So you can see how both of those work. So hopefully that helps you out. So when you're in that killer E minor, so hopefully that can move you in and out of these arpeggios, and it can be really cool for you. So just focus on those two positions, though. One of them starting on the A string, one of them starting on the E, and just try to get that flow down, you know. And if you can work in that scale in between, then you know, so you can practice your scales. And then you work in your scales, or your arpeggio. So that's what you want to do, is kind of make it so you kind of phrase it in and out, you kind of flow it, you know. So hopefully that helps you out. It's a short video, but I just wanted you guys to start working on that flow of your arpeggios, going down, going up, and coming up to another octave. The next one, what we'll do is we'll start going into not just 2, but we'll go into a 3rd and a 4th, just like we did with the modes. So just like you played your modes and you went down 1, went into another, down 1, went into another. Now you're going to go down 1 arpeggio, up into another, down 1 arpeggio, into another, down 1 arpeggio, into another. And just as you had 7 modes, so guess what? In theory, we should have 7 arpeggios that we're going to be able to go down and come up. So it'll be fun for me too, because I haven't done these in a long time. So I get to kind of re-go over them too, and help you guys too to see the theory behind it, and also how you can get it going and just work on these things so you can start shredding a little more. So now when you're with your band and you're not just playing that, you know, that, but you're playing now, you're playing your you know, your pentatonics on in a different way, 3 notes per string. Then you're going into your modes. And then what you're doing is then you're moving into the arpeggios. So that, isn't that cool? So you can go in and out and do different things. So it's sounding cool, it's sounding different, and it's making it fun, and why we love guitar so much. So take care. Bye-bye.